Hello. Welcome to our Celebrate Business Cincinnati community. My name is David, and being born into a business family, I have been celebrating business for as long as I can remember. The last 36 years, I have lived in Cincinnati and celebrated business here. I began my publishing career in the 70s. The official start date of owning a business was when I paid $10,000 for a monthly periodical before my 25th birthday. And that was in 73, 74. And before my 29th birthday, with a $10,000 uh, personal investment and another $10,000 bank loan. Actually, the only bank loan I've ever had in my life, business loan. Started a magazine, and that was before my 29th birthday. It was actually the first community magazine ever in my hometown in northeastern Ohio. So the 70s were devoted to publishing in my life. In the 80s, I took a shift and became more involved with direct marketing with specific focus on direct mail. Was responsible for millions of pieces of direct mail in the 80s. And it was a whole nother dimension, but because it was of a direct sense, I established other learnings and other attitudes about developing my personal marketing strategies. That was in the 80s. In the 90s, I was blessed enough to be able to do something totally different and actually established a collaborative relationship with the old Cincinnati Bell Matrix Marketing, a company that they started, and it evolved into a company called Convergys. For 9 years, I was very much involved with Matrix Marketing, and in 1994, I had a direct focus, full-time focus on the insurance industry, insurance marketing, and in those years, I had access to 19 of the largest 53 insurance companies at that time. And also, it was a time in my life because of my expertise in what I was doing that I was actually asked to produce the first ever webinar that the Direct Marketing Association had. It must have been 95 or 96 when we did that. And interestingly enough, on that, and the webinar technology back then was not what it is today, and we had a lot of fun. But what we were able to do, even from the very first webinar, I was able to have 50 financial services companies, not just insurance companies, but anybody in financial services, pay $50 for a webinar seat. We generated $2,500 of revenue for the Direct Marketing Association, and boy, they wanted as many webinars as I could produce for them. But that was back in the 90s, and then in 2000, I I went online. I had a very few clients. Actually, they were insurance industry related clients for several years, just three clients in uh, early 2000. And uh, in the last 15 years, I have been live streaming on the internet and in at least a half a dozen different technologies over the years. And we've generated, I've produced over 2,500 hours of YouTube information, business information, uh, marketing, sales, uh, entrepreneurship, and marketing sales importance and the value and service that one must bring. And also did quite a few on customer care. We have built some um, wonderful customer care environments over the years. So that's where I started in 2000, and it was interesting enough. 3 years ago, the very first weekend that I was laid off from my job at the YMCA up the street because of the pandemic. That very first weekend, I launched a new project for myself, of which I have been calling it My Legacy Story. And it's been a wonderful, it's three years I've been doing it now. It's uh, a daily, whenever, it's a very dynamic, very transparent uh, approach to business things in my life, personal things in my life. I produce videos, produce and publish videos, and also just straight writing. We've created quite a big following, particularly in Facebook, and it's building LinkedIn, the communities that I have there, and those will play into something I'm going to tell you in the second video. It was about 10 months ago now, in a meeting that I had with the Cincinnati USA Regional Chamber. Uh, I left that meeting saying that the final business chapter of my legacy story will be titled Celebrating Business. So I've been spending the last uh, 10 months, almost 10 months, researching, testing, uh, testing and measuring and changing and fine tuning and retesting to try to understand exactly uh, would be the best way for me to publish and produce business stories in Cincinnati. So in the second video, I will share with you these specific details of what the project is all about. And uh, if you haven't realized by now, there are only 7 companies that will have access to this web landing page. And obviously, you are one of the 7 companies, and I will name all the companies in the next video and tell you why I have chosen those to publish and produce our story celebrating uh, business in Cincinnati. We'll see you in video 2.